everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Gina of Gina R Lee Budgets. I am a zero-based budgeter who utilizes the cash and cashless envelope system to help me manage our finances during my husband's cancer battle and our loss of one income. If you're new here, welcome again. I do videos about budgeting, cash stuffing, and anything revolving around saving money. If you're a returning subscriber, you already know. I thank you so much for coming back, for tuning in again. All of the things. You guys are the absolute best. Today, I'm going to be discussing my April budget and a couple new challenges that I'm going to try to implement. I'm going to start small because you guys know that, our finances have been a struggle lately. So I have been kind of putting savings challenges off to the side other than my coin challenge and my zero out challenge. These two I've been doing all along because of course they're more, on the lower end of things, and so that's what I've been doing. But today I'm going to add, I think, like 2 or 3 more, but they're very small. Please, if you haven't already and you're new here, please take a minute, subscribe to my channel. If you like this type of content, of course, if you're a returning subscriber, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know some of the things that you are doing, maybe changes to your budget or new things that you're implementing for the month of April. So we'll start off with my budget. I don't necessarily go into the numbers in terms of my total income. I am a tither. But let's clarify, and we'll get into this a little bit more on Faithful Fridays, but I do not budget my tithe amount. I budget after I tithe, okay? Does that make sense? So first and foremost, as soon as I get paid, I crunch my numbers, and tithing, offering, everything comes off the top. It's not something that I try to figure into my budget. What I do is I figure my budget in after I tithe, okay? For those of you that have been tithing, you understand, because I feel like if you budget your tithe, then if there's not enough money there, then technically it's an option to not do that, but that's not an option for me. So I tithe first, whatever amount is left after that, that's my budget. All right. Now, I usually have 2 sources where I keep up with my budget. This is a calendar because I like big things. I like to decorate. But I like to be able to really see. But more importantly is this is a calendar that I leave like in the kitchen, on the side of the refrigerator, because even though my husband is not really having much income at this moment, I still like him to know what's going on. So I'm not doing anything that he's not involved in, that he doesn't have a say in, that he doesn't know. All right. So this is for him so that he knows exactly what's going out, what's coming in. Okay. Now, this is strictly something that I hang outside. As you can see, I mark my paydays. All right. I get paid on the 8th and 12th. I get paid bi-weekly. I stuff envelopes, my spending envelopes, I stuff weekly. That is for me. It helps me manage my finances because if I were to give myself 2 weeks worth of money at one time, it's a possibility I might be out of money here and I got to go all the way to here. So I chose to split my money. Every 2 weeks, I give myself 2 weeks worth of spending money and I split it up. I stuff 1 week and the other week, the amount goes into my week 2 envelope, which is here. And I'll be stuffing that on Saturday, I think. But this is how I choose to do it. The wonderful thing about budgeting is you do what works for you and your household. You don't have to do it like everybody else. You know, people are different. People have different habits. People have different discipline. So you have to figure out what works best for you. All right. So this is my calendar that I leave at right there so my husband knows what's going on. All right. Now, when I go get in the details, then I bring out my Elevated Life Co. planner. And you see, I kind of match up my decorations, okay, for the months. I'm just weird like that. But anyway, this one has more detail. And this is for me. Because my husband, he likes to know the ins and outs, but he don't like the detail to the point that I do. He just want to know the bills are paid. That's it. And that he's okay and he got some food to eat. But this is more of a detailed layout of my budget, my expenses, and then my breakdown is here. And then I'll go, you know, through the weeks. I got vinyl stuck everywhere, but I'll go through the weeks. And for my own self, and I may or may not share this after today, but I'll show it to you. All of my bills, and I mean every single one, is on auto pay. So for me, it's a little bit a waste of time for me to take money out of the bank to put it back in. All right. But that being said, I like to also keep myself abreast of what I have and what it's for. All right. So that being said, for myself, I stuff, and we're not going to go into this because I don't share how much I tithe, but I stuff prop money into my expenses. So for instance, rent, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1850, right? So I do this for all of my expenses for the entire month. Now, we already talked about I get paid. Yeah, that was a little hard. I get paid bi-weekly, so of course I don't split my bills in half. At some point I was able to do that because I was ahead, but once everything happened with my husband and, you know, his illness and everything that has happened with us financially, I can't do that, but I'll work my way back to it. So I stuff my expenses for the month with prop money, and this is my budgeted amounts, meaning once the bills actually come out, I know how much they are, and then I pull it accordingly. What this helps me do, and everybody to each his own, you don't have to do this, but what it does for me is it helps me figure out what I should have left once all my bills are paid. If I'm taking all my cash out to spend in cash and just leaving bill money in my account, then what's left should match what's left in these envelopes. And what I plan to do is at the end of the month, when I close out my budget, what's left, I want to take that and maybe throw it into a bigger savings challenge or something like that. Okay, so this matches everything in my Elevated Life Co. All right, and that's how I do my budget. Is very simple. I spend cash for my weekly spending because I can get reckless with a debit card, and I'm thinking I'm adding in my head, and I'm like, okay, I should have about, $1,200 left. And then I look at my account and it's $42 left. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? So for me, it works for me to take my spending money out in cash to separate it into my envelopes. If you want to see how I do that exactly, then you'll have to tune back in for one of my cash stuffing videos. All right, now on to my new challenges. We discussed I'm already doing the coin challenge and the zero out challenge. So I decided to re-implement the 1s and 5 challenge, and I just made this little envelope. And basically what I'm going to do is the money that I have left over from my weekly spending envelopes, I want to fund my challenges, but I'm not gonna just, keep rolling my dice until I run out of money and all of that. I already know, like, this is my Hands and Bands, hey boo, savings challenge for April. And what I did was I scratched off 2 and I put the date and LO for my leftovers. So that means that's telling me that I'm going to take it out of whatever I have left over. And then every now and then I'll probably just scratch an extra one to take out of my paycheck, because those amounts aren't that bad, so I can handle that. Then I don't know where I put my little dice, but I'm going to do the 20-sided dice challenge from Ira, Budget with Ira. I won this from Without Limits Budgets, and she was so sweet. She gave me a bunch of other stuff. So I'll probably roll once or twice, depending on what I roll, based on what I have left over in my envelopes. And I'll just start this, and honestly, I don't know what this is going to. Probably, I still am adding to the medical fund, because my husband's surgery is on the 20th, and we already found out we have to pay like a little bit over $1,200 up front for his surgery, which that sounds like a lot, but he's supposed to possibly be in the hospital up to about 8 days. So if you know anything about hospital stays and major surgeries, a stay like that could easily be about $70,000, $75,000. So he has an 80-20 plan. So that's like a rough estimate of what we're going to be responsible for. I will also be doing my girl Hands and Bands no spend challenge for the month of April. And I decided that for the days that I don't succeed, meaning if I can't color in my rabbit because I had a no spend day, then I will add $10 toward probably investing for me, because I'm not working on debt right now. But this is from Hands and Bands. She has this printable available on her website. I believe it's still free. It's a free printable. So you can head over, subscribe to her channel, give her some watch hours, and get a free printable, and join us in the no spend challenge for April. Hospital bill. And those are the challenges that I am adding. All right. So this is how I budget. This is what I do. Stay tuned. Tomorrow will be my first episode of Faithful Fridays, and I did have a giveaway, and I gave away like 5 faith planners for people to kind of follow along. But you don't even need a planner. You can just have your Bible. You can have a Bible app in your phone and follow along. So I hope you can join me, and look out, turn on your notification bell so that you can really take a look at our Faithful Friday video. I'm really into my faith, and I'm really into God. So I spend a lot of time in the Word, and my planners really kind of help me make that happen. All right. So I hope this gave you like some tips, some pointers of where I'm coming from. At this moment, our budget is still extremely tight because of my husband. He did get approved for short-term disability, but it's about a little more than half of what his salary was take home. And you guys know they only give you about 60% of your base. And he had the type of job where he worked a heck of a lot of overtime, so it's been a big adjustment, but we're grateful for whatever, and we're gonna make whatever work. I think that's it. If you guys have any comments, questions, please leave them down below. Don't forget to give me a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm now monetized. If you have time, I'll link my little playlist. I call it Moneymaker, in case you guys were wondering. Moneymaker means those are my videos that are fully monetized. I'll link it in the iCards and probably at the end of my video. If you guys got some extra time, just, hey, watch your girl, support me, because I gotta try to reach that $100 threshold before I can start getting paid. So I was just monetized like not quite the full last week of March, so I knew already that I would not get a YouTube check in April. But I'm prayerful and faithful, and I'm believing that I will have my first YouTube check in May. So with you guys' help, that can happen. Also, please subscribe to my girl Hands and Bands and watch her videos. She has already reached her 1,000 subscribers, but she needs her watch hours. So if you guys can do that for me, I would appreciate it. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining. I look forward to my next video. You guys have a great evening. Peace.